What the fuck do you gotta do? Oh, shit.
What? What?
Go to the right.
It's actually dry today. And you know what that means? It means I get to ride my electric board, which means going to the gym is so much more fun. It's the first time it has been dry in like 2 weeks. Even still, some of the sidewalks are still pretty wet. That's not great. I mean, this board is waterproof. It is weather sealed, but the wheels sort of they're not great when it comes to braking in the wet. So you just tail spin and then that's it. You die. So you can only really skate when it's dry. And if you have a death wish, then feel free to go out when it's wet. It's actually a beautiful morning this morning. The leaves are dry, the sun is out, there's no clouds. I love a clear ride in the morning. Woo! See, that's why I prefer to skateboard rather than, you know, learn how to drive, because traffic. I already know I'm gonna have some severe road rage, so I'm trying to avoid it for as long as I can, but I think driving is pretty soon in my future, guys. Okay, workout is done. Just need to skate back. I actually need to stop off at the convenience store because I need to pick up some more sellotape. Because here's the thing, I was actually packing up your guys' pen orders, which there's been a few, and it took me a while to do. I packed them all up. I had 3 more packages left to do, and I ran out of tape. Yeah, so let's go get some more tape. Next, please.
Alrighty, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See ya. Oh yeah. Okay, that is all the pins sent away. If there's any issues with your orders, let us know as soon as possible and we'll fix it for you, no problems. So what is next on the agenda today? Well, I actually did get a package from Killstar a couple of weeks ago, and I was meant to do a whole photo shoot about it, and I was meant to upload it to my Instagram, but because of the weather being so terrible, I did not have the chance to go out and take some decent photos. I didn't want to take photos inside because they just don't come out as good, and we don't really have like a photo set here, so I'm gonna get ready real quick, and then we're gonna head into town to go take some photos for Killstar. And if you want to see the photos that I'm about to take for Killstar, then go and check out my Instagram. They will be on there eventually as soon as possible. You know, going to the gym today was actually really hard because it's actually the first time I've been since that leg day video that I posted. Do you remember? That was the last time I actually went. Mainly because I've just been so busy, I didn't have enough time. I've just been too busy to stay on top of my eating probably, so I've just been too tired and too hungry to go to the gym in the morning, and I didn't want to push myself too much, otherwise I'd just be sick. Let me just fix this a little bit. And in the 4 days that I wasn't at the gym, I lost like another 2 pounds because I've not been able to like work out and keep the muscle mass, if you know what I'm saying. But my weight loss journey has actually been really awesome. I actually remember very clearly, like a few months ago, I was just saying like, but you know what, by the end of the year, I want to be back in the 170s, you know, I want to be back there, and then I can start 2019 in the 170s, work my way down to the 160s, and then the 160s I'll be nice and lean. Anyway, so that was like when I was like 196, 197, and I was just super happy to be out of the 200s, and I could see that what I was doing was working, and I was just like, I want to keep working at it and, you know, get back to what I used to look like. But here I am, near the end of the year, halfway through November, and I'm in the 170s. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I've done it in a very healthy way too. I'm not starving myself. I'm not doing shit tons of cardio, like 12 miles a day, which I used to do. I used to run about 12 miles a day. Yeah, super proud of myself. Go me. But you can really tell in my face. I don't know about you guys, but like whenever I put on weight, it just goes like on my jawline, on my neck, like in my cheeks, and it's just super unflattering. It's like the first place weight goes on me, and I hold a lot of it here. I don't think I'd have as much of an issue with gaining weight if I didn't hold it all right here. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way people's bodies are. Some people can put on a load of weight and none of it goes on their faces. Some people put on weight and it'll go to nothing but their face. It's all about genetics, man. It's all about genetics. I don't think I'll bother with foundation today because my skin is actually looking pretty good. Looking at the viewfinder, my skin's looking really good. But yeah, look, the jawline is back. And my little dimples. It's like I'm looking at 20-year-old Jake. It's amazing. Clothes are gonna be fun today. Of course, Killstar's gonna be the t-shirts that I bring with me. I'll be changing on location. But shoes and trousers, pants. You'll see. Yeah, I mean, you'll see because I'll be doing. Anyway, so let me just make myself pretty. There we go. Not entirely happy with how this turned out, but it's good enough. And this is why we have Photoshop. Let's pack up my bag with all my filming equipment and my camera equipment and let's head into town. Which I'm actually doing over there right now. Do you wanna see? Watch. Center of the city. And we're here to take photos. Because the light is dying very, very fast. As I've already explained in a previous vlog, it gets dark at around 3:30. The sun is already setting and it's 3:30.
I know, I was talking to one of my friends who lives in America and I was talking to her about the whole like SAD thing.
Yeah.
It's sad. But yeah, she's in the UK right now for a convention. She was like, oh my god, I had no idea it gets dark so early. No wonder everyone has SAD. I'm like, yeah, that's a thing.
Yep. It is so cold out here today. I do not feel like doing this at all. I am so tired and so cold. I keep forgetting how cold it is now. Because the winter was, the summer was so nice. So I didn't bother like wrapping up or anything. Anyway, I bought the 5D Mark II, so we're gonna take some pretty pro looking photos today. And tomorrow, I actually have another photo shoot. New tripod. I really love this new tripod. There we go, and we're done. That is all the photos taken, and I am freezing. What are we doing next? Going shopping next, but we can't stick around for too long. I have editing to do, so. Man, I tell you what, it felt so good to be able to ride the board into the gym today because walking sucks, getting the taxi sucks, and riding is just always such a fun experience. You never get used to it. It's like riding for the first time every time. I did actually come up with a really good idea on how I can make a video about how to go to the gym, and it's actually going to require a little bit of help. Luckily, I know who can help me out with it. But you guys will find that out soon enough. It's kind of like an ingenious idea. I don't mean to brag, but it was, you know, pretty smart on my part. Oh boy, the Christmas decorations are out, and I gotta say, I am so excited. You might not know this about me. You might just assume I don't like Christmas because of the whole lack of family thing, but I actually really like Christmas. I'm always excited about it. I don't know why. Anyway, Kaya wants to go craft shopping, so insert Jake board montage now. Chunky kids. Rude. I'm gonna wait outside. Okay, we are off home now. Kaya's got everything. Did you get everything you needed?
Not necessarily, but I've got enough.
Okay. Also, look what I found. Look at this. Let me hang on one second. Would this be a cool backdrop for like a photo shoot or a video or something? Something similar to like what I'm doing right now. I have to use this eventually, I think. Look at this right here. That looks like the Belfast Christmas Continental Market, which is like my favorite thing every Christmas. I didn't even realize it was in town already. Oh, we're gonna have to go back to that. Actually, there's no one in here. Turns out they're actually just setting us up, so it's not actually open yet. So that's good. It means I haven't missed anything. We are most definitely grabbing some friends, and we are having a vlog in there. Wow. Yeah, that was really cold. I really don't want to do that again. I think for the next photo shoot that I'm doing, I think I'm actually doing it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it inside. I'm gonna do it in a nice warm studio. But tomorrow I'm actually gonna be running through all of my favorite outfits, actually. So you'll actually get to see full-length shots of all my favorite outfits, and actually tell you where I get them from too. And some of them might surprise you. Anyway, before I talk about something a little more important, I have some editing to do, so let me just do that. You know, my love for Spider-Man and my love for what Stan Lee did has been with me for as long as I can. Do you know what? It was back in 1995 and the Spider-Man animated series had just come out. I was absolutely obsessed. I loved, you know, Spider-Man and Venom and Black Cat and all these amazing characters that were involved in the TV show. I mean, by now some of you have probably heard about the news that Stan Lee has passed away. And I remember reading that yesterday. I actually had a notification on my phone and my heart just dropped. I mean, we all knew it was coming. He was 95 years old and he was I think he was in poor health, but it doesn't make it any easier to deal with. Stan Lee, ironically for me, was a real life hero. His creations had been present in my life for as long as I could possibly remember, like I mentioned before. All the way through the 90s I had the animated TV show. I also watched those really weird 1970s Spider-Man movies, if anyone remembers those. I believe there was 2 of them. But then I didn't actually know who Stan Lee was until the year 2000, when the first real Spider-Man game was released on the PS1. Now this game would become a true obsession of mine in the early 2000s. I played that game to death, but I can still hear Stan Lee's monologue at the beginning of the game, you know, the way he talks to the fans just as the game is opening, just like, this is Spider-Man and I'm super proud of it, and here's me doing the voiceover to introduce you to one of my favorite characters.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a web at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
And even back then, I felt the love for this character through his voiceover. He didn't phone it in, it was just so genuine. Even though I was a huge DC fan and I was more involved in that side of comic books, I still didn't see anyone as engaged or as involved as Stan Lee with any of these creations. Stan Lee was always like a constant presence in pretty much anything that was done with the characters that he created. You know, with all the cameos and the voiceovers, even when he had poor health, he still wanted to show up and be in a movie about the heroes that he loved. And I've always thought that. This isn't just, you know, posthumous thinking. This is honestly what I've always thought. In fact, I can prove it too, because we actually did a 12-hour stream the night before Stan Lee died. It was so strange. It must have been just a couple of hours before he had actually died, far before we knew about it in the mainstream media. But someone had donated on the Twitch stream and asked me to pick a game I consider to be a classic. And well, that game happened to be Spider-Man on the PS1. So I loaded it up, I started playing it, and that monologue plays over the first level. And it's just the same feelings I had back when I was a kid. It's just like, this guy really cares about Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and now so do I. And it was just so strange because as I started playing it, we said this.
Stan Lee.
Spider-Man
I loved this game as a kid.
Still alive, isn't he?
Yeah. I love Stan Lee, man. But yeah, Stan Lee, like, it was never business to him, you know? He loves comic books. You know, it's his passion. That's why he wants to be in all the movies.
And this was before the knowledge that I knew that Stan Lee had died. And it was so strange because as soon as Kaya asked me, is he still alive? And I said yes. For some reason, I had this overwhelming feeling of, I don't think he's okay. I don't know what it was. It was so profound. It was so tangible, so strong. I just felt like, no, I don't think he is. Look, I'm not the spiritual type. I don't believe, you know, I felt him leave the earth or anything like that. But it was just so strange how I felt that at that question. But not only was Stan Lee so involved and in love with his creations and really cared for these characters, but he also preached and practiced love and tolerance and acceptance. I mean, just listen to this message from our hero, Stan Lee.
Hi, heroes. This is Stan Lee coming at you. Want you to know, Marvel has always been and always will be a reflection of the world right outside our window. That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change is the way we tell our stories of heroism. Those stories have room for everyone, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or color of their skin. The only things we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry. That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister. And that kid walking by, hey, who knows? He may have the proportionate strength of a spider. We're all part of one big family, the human family, and we all come together in the body of Marvel. And you're part of that family. You're part of the Marvel universe that moves ever upward and onward to greater glory. In other words, Excelsior!
And he has been preaching that message for a very long time, back when preaching stuff like that was not so common. And I think that is why the world has this love for the Marvel Universe, for the Avengers, for Iron Man, for the Hulk, for Spider-Man, is because that love and tolerance and acceptance and everything he stood for was just baked into these characters. Anyway, this isn't a tribute video to Stan Lee. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in as to what Stan Lee meant to me, and what he meant to me was a lot. And the world is sincerely going to be a different place without him. A lesser place, I think. And before I get emotional, I'm just gonna leave you guys with one of the best quotes, one of the most truest quotes from Stan Lee from the third Spider-Man movie.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
So I am actually exhausted. I have been exerting myself far more than I should be. But to be honest with you, this is how I used to operate. I actually got used to living like this, living on about 3 to 4 hours worth of sleep, which is not healthy. Don't do that at all. Editing late into the night / morning, going to bed when the sun comes up, and then getting up about 2 hours later to go to the gym. But to be honest with you, I've missed it. I used to love this, you know, the grind, trying to get everything done on time, and just being busy and working against adversity, just being able to prove myself is just so fun. I mean, I do eventually burn out, and that's why this time I'm trying to, you know, take a bit of time between some vlogs to just sleep and recuperate, you know? Because the last thing I want to do is just make like months worth of really great content like I did in my first year, and then burn out and not be able to make any more for, again, a couple of months. Because let's face it, guys, these vlogs are too good for me to post one a month. I'm so happy I got the pin orders sent off. Again, if there's any problems with your orders, just let me know and we can fix that immediately. But it's really amazing putting the packages together for you guys, because there was people from the US, from Finland, from Sweden, from the UK, from Ireland. It was just so awesome seeing that there are not only that many people around the world watching me, but that many people around the world who like what I do enough to buy a pin and also, you know, wear it on their clothes or bags. It sort of put things into perspective for me, that it's not just this lens, you know, it's not just a number, there's people in here sort of looking at everything that I do. And some people have said that they actually really like these talking segments, which I'm glad, because I don't want people to think I'm just mailing it in. It's very difficult to come up with a solid 10 to 15 minutes worth of activity when the days are so short. Obviously when I do some travel vlogging, which hopefully I will be doing in the next couple of weeks, if not, it'll be January, mainly because we're just trying to find someone to look after the cat, and that person is actually busy at the moment. But yeah, when I'm doing travel vlogging, it will just be 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes of just action-packed fun. But right now, I have a very small amount of time to get all of my work done. So when the sun goes down at 4:15, we go in here and we chat. So that's why there's talky segments in here. By the way, if you guys want to get any of this cool Killstar stuff I'm wearing, there are links in the description to each of the individual items I was wearing today. And also you can just browse the entire website, you know how it works. Okay, so yeah, I had a really good, productive day. I felt really good. That's probably why I passed the out earlier between editing and shooting the rest of the vlog. So I had a great day today. Honestly, because I made it a great day, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Oh, I missed.